Hello everyone and welcome to our channel. Today I'll be reading a multi-character extruder by me, Zenitsu Kamado Tanjiro. He just wanted to surprise him today, and he knew the perfect idea to go for. Tanjiro's always told you that he loved your thighs, and you wanted to use that to your advantage today. He was coming home late because he had a lot of work, and you had the perfect surprise to do for him. This morning you had gone out to buy something special. You had bought thigh highs. They would look good on you, he said previously, when you showed them ones that you were wearing before. But these ones, these were really high, and they're a little tighter than usual, making your thighs look even more full than usual. When it came at home, he was looking for you, but you were already in your room that you had decorated. When he first saw you, all the tiredness disappeared from his face as he stared at you, unable to tear his eyes away. And before he knew it, before you could even greet him, he pushed you back against the bed, tracing your thighs with his hands, and twirling soft kisses and bites over them. And it was needless to say that it was a very eventful night, to say the least. Zenitsu was shy, and even a complete mess sometimes. But that did not mean he was not going to take initiative when he had to, especially when he looked so good. He didn't expect this to happen, but when it did, he was all over them for it. You are wearing the thigh highs he had bought you, and you had to sit next to him, his hands trailing over your thighs gently as he looked into your eyes, a blush tinting both of your cheeks. It took a little coaxing from you, and some kisses in between, for him to get more brave. Then, he leaned down, holding you by the waist, and throwing soft kisses across your thighs. I had just giggled, and then he closed his eyes, biting a little harder than he should. And when he pulled away and saw a bruise, and heard the squeak that you let out, he blushed, feeling a little bit embarrassed. He apologized profusely when I told him it was alright, kissing over it, and holding you close to him. And you could really swear that he was that close to tears. It was adorable, to be honest, and even though it took you off your main goal, you had all the time in the world to go back to it. Didn't you? Inosuke didn't really focus on your looks at first, and it was hard to catch his attention, but he wanted compliments like all the other people who got dated and stuff. You wanted to feel like you were pretty, that you were worthy of being with him. He knew he saw you as strong, but that was not the only thing you wanted to be. He knew it was not his thing to focus on people's looks, but you couldn't help it. You felt like you were not pretty enough. And that's where your attempt came in. You put on those thigh highs that your friend recommended. She told you it would look good, and even though you doubted it at first, you think it worked, because ever since Inosuke came in, he had that look in his eyes. He's been staring at you. So you approached him. What's up? He stared even more, quiet, before wrapping his hands around your thigh, squeezing, leaning down, and pressing a soft kiss to it, before wrapping his arms around you, pulling you onto his lap. "Could I kiss you?" he said, feeling his mouth dry. He nodded quickly, blushing, as he kissed you, deepening it slowly. And when he went back to focus on your thigh, you heard the chorus of compliments. Things like, "You're so beautiful," or You were the prettiest woman I've ever seen walk on this earth. All those things. It almost made you want to cry. But you could thank your friend later. It did work. Better than you could have ever imagined. Giyuu Tomioka. Giyuu would be a blushing mess. Staring. Finding it very hard to conceal his own emotions as usual. He knew this should be easy. It should be easy to just ignore it and pretend it's not happening. But it just looked too beautiful. Too hot. He wanted to hold you. He wanted to be touching you right now. But everyone had a limit, and Giyuu reached his soon. He pulled you by the waist to his room, kissing you, and pushing you down on the mattress. As you stared at him, your cheeks bright red, in confusion. This was not the goal at all. I hadn't even thought of his reaction. But after what happened that day, you were more excited to wear thigh highs later on, and you'd save them for a special occasion. Rengoku Kyojuro. Kyojuro did not know what to do because he was enticed by all of this. But he wanted to be careful as not to upset you. He didn't know if you were comfortable going that far with him yet. So he started off slow, wrapping his arms around you, pulling you close, and slowly sliding his hand on your thigh. You smiled, as this was your goal in the first place. But what we didn't expect was for him to bite you. You let out a squeak, while he just smiled, wanting to hear the sound again, and leaning down to bite you again. You blushed bright red, muffling yourself this time, as he thrilled gentle kisses that made you shiver down your thigh, and then he slid his fingers under the hem of the thigh highs, pulling on it, and then letting it go, making it slap your thighs, making a loud sound. He could only laugh at all of your flustered reaction as you gasped and looked at him, not really expecting that. And before you knew it, you were in his arms. He had his arms wrapped around you, and your legs wrapped around his waist, and the two of you were heading to his own room. There were much more exciting things to do than watching a horror movie right now.